How's everybody doing? We are still in the monkey wave spell. So, definitely got my inner child out and about. I'm gonna stay with black out for a little bit because it feels like it's a build up. You know what I'm saying? Today is the Yellow Warrior Day. It's about being fearless. It's about your intelligence. It's about questioning. Now, this is a little bit late because it's during the daytime, really. So, red, white. We are now moving into the white mirror kind of energy. But today, this is just a good time to review them about how your day was. Really going after things with no inhibition. Really asking tough questions or having to answer tough questions. But even so, in the monkey energy, we're talking about even playful questions. There's a way of it's not what you say, but how you say it kind of energy. You know what I mean? It's a way to get an answer that you want without ruffling the feathers. It's all about your approach. So now we are in the monkey in the mirror. So this is the fun house. This is all illusions today, whether they're being cast by you or other people. But I guarantee you'll be able to see things a lot differently because this is almost like a review from the last wave spell. This mirror. And we are fast approaching our eclipses, which is a big deal. We'll have two of them. Eclipses are always 6 months apart in the sign of Aries, which is where the North Node is. If you don't know what the North Node is, North Node in your chart or anybody else's chart points to what you're here to learn. It is also referred to as the head of the dragon. Hence, we're here in the year of the dragon in the Chinese calendar, but Aries also represents the head. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of this energy could be head over heart for you, but definitely using your intelligence, jumping in head first, getting a head start. Terminology such as that, giving you a heads up. So, anything dealing with the head. So this could be anything from haircuts to going to the dentist. Physically. Planting new seeds of intention. And with this eclipse coming, this is really going to help us eliminate those things which need to be eclipsed out of our lives. It's best that we hold space for those kind of things and situations, especially since they're going to be well out of our control. In a lot of areas, you can control you, but how everybody else is rolling might be a whole nother other. Okay. So let's just put that out there. So let's see what we got today. Temperance, okay? Let's keep it all balanced in. Let's move in a little bit there. And of course, we're using Fancy's deck. Still available. There we go. Still available. The White Wind. And Tausi, she's been coming out a lot lately, and she's been kind of conveying a new meaning. This is the balance. Both of these figures, now that I notice, are pretty much on some identical posture or direction, but they kind of represent two different aspects. One is the White Wind. This is the communication. This is when negotiations fail, and that's really the balance. Tausi represents those things, those ancestors, those spirit guides, totems, whatever energy that you've accumulated that surrounds you and protects you. It might just be your virtues and your values. You know what I'm saying? These don't have to be physical things or anything animate. These could be principles or a certain belief system that is your protection or your armor at this time. The temperance is here showing these two extremes. So at this time, like I said, the head over heart, it's really now about the balancing act between the two. Our shadow and our light, so to speak, our yin and our yang, and how they show up in the world. Looks like they have two different outfits on, but they're going in the same direction, which is the whole point of it all at the end of the day. In order to move forward in a productive way, we're going to have to remain balanced. We're going to have to up our game Saturn in Pisces is working on us as we speak, it is working out on a lot of people in a lot of ways, especially in the matters of spiritual integrity. And, even introducing new practices, if you've already been somewhat on a path or, you've been it for years, really doesn't matter. It's all about a fresh start. Seeing things with new eyes, you know what I mean? And more so the eyes through the eyes of a child. So today with the white wizard, the white mirror coming in, and off the tail end of the yellow warrior, this is like the terrible twos, or whatever we call them, the threes, where kids are always asking questions. And I don't think we give enough ride to just how powerful a position that is, especially when there's people around who can guide you to those answers, even if they don't have them. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is where we're learning to master the world or the realm that we're in, or just now entering. So instead of looking at this as a sense of us just being born in a physical sense, it's now a new world, perspective wise. Taking the time to eliminate a lot of the old stories that no longer applies. Yeah, it's been a lot of this too. So we have Genie in the Lamp and Rain Dance for the medicine tonight. The Genie in the Lamp is very much making a wish, but this is again, this is twofold because, and just follow me with this because due to the way it's coming through, this temperance right here is within self. This is the yin and the yang, both pretty much the same archetype, but definitely geared up for different modalities. Where this feels like the diplomacy, the currency, the communication. This is the breakdown, and this is when the shadow comes out and does its job, or your darkness comes out. It does its job. On a cosmic or more spiritual level, again, this duality of a higher self and the physical body, which is represented with the lamp. We are the creator, manifestator of our own dreams and, our reality. Rain Dance is here clearing it out, but unlike the blue storm, this one indicates a motif of celebration underneath of it. Again, going back to the child, do you remember going out and playing in the rain, splashing in puddles, riding through puddles with bikes so you could splash the waves and stuff like that? Because it helps to clear the energy. Anything you do in a very high vibrational state, and that does not mean you're floating and walking on water and shit like that. It just means that you are pretty much, I don't even say content. You're good where you're at. You feel good about where you're going. There's nothing really that you want for. You know what I mean? It's more of getting back to a simplistic way of life where everything is easy. And even if you have a whole lot of responsibilities, there's still like a flow. You understand what I'm saying? That makes life not so, it could be a lot worse. Let's put it that way. So this dance of helping clear that energy out, that old energy, is a celebration of life at the end of the day. Genie in the Lamp wants to remind you to be careful what you wish for because you will get it. And that goes back to this side because it's on top of the white wind about communicating your needs. And then, having conversations that lead you to the conclusion of, do you even want the manifestation that you're looking for? Let's take a car for an example. You might have been going after a luxury car, but after you find out the maintenance costs and that only certain shops can maintenance your car and the upkeep, and then you talk to the dealer a little bit more and they show you other cars, you might end up getting a Jeep because of it just suits you better. So now you can go in there and make those wishes. You know what I mean? It's like gathering the info, getting all the necessary details, and sitting with spirit and going with the flow. And then on this side with Rain Dance clearing out. For the shadow, this is interesting because it's a marriage kind of energy. And it's the marriage of energies or polarities more so than a physical marriage to somebody else. This is the marriage itself, right? Um, and this is like the embrace. This is where we've recognized just how important our shadow is. You know, our ability to get down with the get down. Um, because you know this shadow or this darkness, this yin energy has always had a bad label, very much like the Lilith energy. Anything feminine, you know what I mean? Even the name negative is a feminine quality, and we use that word like it's to a detriment. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying positive, we say negative in those kind of situations, not knowing that we're kind of casting that spell on the principle itself out of conditioning more so than ignorance, you know, and awareness, definitely. Because we say it all the time, like, you know, you being negative and all that. And, well, negative is a charge. And without the negative and the positive, you can't flip the channel on the remote, i.e., change your reality. This is a celebration of letting that loose in a very balanced way. In a very balanced way. This is one of those things where it's like a disclaimer, you know, I come in peace, but I'll beat the bullshit out of you. You understand what I'm saying? It has a dual nature to it. And a lot of times this communication is felt energetically. So as we moving into this white mirror today, your truth is everything. Speaking your truth, coming to the conclusion of what that truth is, really having a nice look in the mirror, mirror on the wall. You know what I'm saying? That kind of energy. And also in the world around you, about the people that show up in the situations. Are they projections? Are they reflections? What are they teaching you? And, you know, and it can be the most unlikeliest people, because now, you know, you can't look at the surface. If it was that easy, then life would be so much easier. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have to do all the digging around. But what's the fun in that? And what a lack of substance that would have, you know what I'm saying, in our overall experience, for us to only see with the two eyes. This is a good time to get the rest of those illusions out, you know. And the blue monkey deals with illusions as well. So it could turn out to be a very playful day for you if you allow it. And with the mirror energy, you might just run into a couple of new playmates, you know what I mean, or people who are on your level who enjoy the things that you do. But at the detriment, there could be people out there monkeying around, you know what I'm saying? And they could be a reflection maybe of a past version of you, or not even a reflection of you at all, you know what I'm saying, as far as the mannerisms and how they approach you, or just how they deal, you know, with other people, including yourself. But more so, this is an internal look when we're looking at the mirror. So anything that triggers us at this time, anything that we see to one end or the other, will let us know where we're at and who we're dealing with. All right. Um, some good quiet time will help with a lot of your answers. It's a good time to do a Ganesha mudra and then sit in silence, kind of thing. You know, and allow this conversation to take place. The Lady of the Shrine came in, and it's also about you know, an offering to the ancestors, or also them being very much a part of this celebration because of where we are. And we're on the cusp of, the precipice of right now, especially with these eclipses coming in. Very interesting time. And this is going to be the last month. You know, we get about 2 months clear of anything retrograde, any kind of retrograding planet energy. So we get that direct motion. I.e., if you didn't make no moves, shout out to Travis Magus. He had this post. It was a really good reminder. Top of April, we'll get into our retrograde energy around the same time, Mercury retrograde, around the same time as this eclipse. But for the time being, for the rest of this month, we are all clear. So anything really that you're really pursuing, not only one pursuing, but really invested in, it is the best time energetically without no hiccups and bumps in the road. This is like the part of the highway where you get to drive 85, you know what I mean? And it's clear straight away, so you really won't be doing like a buck 10, you know what I mean? Without worrying about getting flagged or anything like that, and the road being bumpy or there's being traffic, energetically speaking. All right, so let's get one more in closing, please. Give me one on the bottom and one on the top for a message. Kimi, yeah, bringing things to an end, closing out cycles, but this is the transformation. This is coming back to the authority. So we already had a lot of feminine energies show up. So here's the masculine energy showing up. So this is more so the way we're doing things just changing with this emperor, the way we're presenting ourselves, the way we're showing up for ourselves. It's really asking that changes, and if it's really good now, that means it can get better, but there's always room for improvement. But this is about being the author of one's life. This is about being at the steering wheel or the helm of one's life and navigating using your own guidance and intuition. It's not to say that you don't converse, but this should be the first place you come. You understand? Or that relationship with you and the divine, which is all the same thing. And also alchemizing your lessons, recycling basically is what I'm saying here. Recycling the old. There's a lot of stuff from our past cycle that is really good, you know. Concepts, ideas maybe that didn't get brought to life, but are kind of like add-ons to what's going on now. Things that were, you know, unbeknownst to us, geared for this time. It's just something we had to hold on to for a hot minute until the time was right. So this Kimia, this transformation is showing that there's opportunities, as it suggests up here. There's opportunities both new and old for a sort of an integration or this equalizing. You know what I mean? The equalizing. And it's no coincidence that they had that movie called The Equalizer, and Denzel was in this kind of character mode right here. It's just a good archetype for the world bridger right here in a theatrical sense. You understand what I'm saying? It's Kimmy. This would be your Denzel Washington with that equalizing and that death energy, and the opportunities and the storage or the storing of the accumulation of, you know what I'm saying? So this could be of anything, wisdom, intelligence, financial, that kind of thing. But it's the storehouse. It's where everything is kept. And with this emperor energy here, this is also about really your legacy. You want to put that behind a code lock. You want to put it behind. You want to protect what you're investing in at this time, especially if it has a lot to do with people who are going to benefit after you're gone. Your inheritances and your legacies for your children and your peoples. So your signature, really big time. Your authority, authorizing different things in your life. Yep, that's it right there. So, a little quiet time, honoring the ancestors. This could be the quiet celebration as to the all right rain dance or the clearing out of the energy. And it's funny, I've been walking in the rain the last 2 days and I found that same kind of joy as a kid would, splashing in the puddles and shit. And just it's kind of like when you were small and you were just creating things in a moment. Like you would find a couple of boxes and put them together, and y'all had a clubhouse, or take all the pillows off the couch. You know what I mean? Like every Saturday, we would take the pillows off the couch and make a wrestling ring, and we would watch WWF and kick each other's asses and shit for the whole morning. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that energy of just being in the moment. There's no results. There's just a dance within the flow, and unbeknownst that this beautiful, joyful dance not only is necessary for our creation, but also our healing. This is where a lot of the release comes in. What's going on, Michelle? How are you tonight? Mm-hmm. Um, yeah, so the rain dances is coming through in that energy of like really joyous. Let me see here. No, 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 hell no. We stop playing with buttons. I can't help it. I was seeing if I can get a better resolution. I don't know what's going on tonight, but it's supposed to be a new phone. You know what I mean? But again, that is really what it's about. Everything being renewed or a renewal, that cleansing rain. This is very close to the blue storm energy, which will be in not tomorrow, but the day after. White, blue, yeah, we'll be after that, right after the mirror. So tomorrow, or pretty much now, going into tomorrow, we'll have that mirror energy here with us, and then after that, we'll have the storm kind of energy. But I don't think these are, and it really just depends on where you're at, and you'll know by the gravity of the storm. You're either in the eye or you're caught up in the cycle of it. You're still in the wheel, on the wheel, looking to get back to the center or the eye of the storm, and that has a lot to do with temperance. Maintaining your balance. Where are we at here, sweetheart? I know you're in here somewhere. I know you're in here. She goes. Yep, temperance. No matter what the bullshit, no matter if people got drama going on or whatever, you're not caught up in it. No matter what the outside world says, you're forming your own opinions. You're trusting in not only your ability to see something through, but also your ability to come up with the idea in the first place. So it's a balance of things here. And this is what's really going to set the game apart, especially moving forward with these eclipses coming in. And then we're going to have 6 months of experiencing what that looks like until the next eclipse. And then it'll kind of wrap that cycle up, and it'll most likely mirror another time, of course. But very unprecedented time we're in. Timing is everything. And like I said, with this whole month being clear of anything planetary as far as retrogrades, this is the last month we're going to have to really have that open road to navigate and get things in motion. So when these retrogrades do come around, we're not doing too much besides the maintenance of what we've started to create, or just maintaining what's already being created that's new. You know what I'm saying? Good time. And it's interesting that the North Node went into Aries, and now our first eclipse is going to be in Aries, and consequently, it'll always be in the opposite sign 6 months later, which is Libra, which is where the South Node is. So this year really comes back to that Ray Dance energy. And there's a lot more going on. Chiron, Pluto's still working on the collective. It's a powder keg. We're not out of the woods yet. It's still very volatile in a lot of ways. It's like teetering. The difference is the people individually doing work coming together collectively, in the full maintaining the balance. It's kind of like Star Wars in a bit, with the Sith and the Jedi, or all that old, Autobots, Decepticons, that good versus evil. Well, this is where they team up and work together. You know what I mean? And it's the blackout. It's the blackout. You know what I'm saying? This is where things really start turning around as far as the course of this planet, one way or another. We are in control. We are the ones in control. But it's all about accountability, and really who gets to this energy in a timely fashion and uses it. You know what I mean? The universe, whatever you want to call it, is very much unbiased. All it does is respond to who's got the juice. You understand what I'm saying? It's going to give you what you want. So people that are more on top of their words and mindful, regardless of their intentions, will usually get the job done. You understand? Especially if they have followed through, especially if they have support. So it's just one thing to keep in mind. But at the end of the day, the greatest intention comes from the heart. Comes from the heart, and that will always rule the day. That's where you get one warrior with the strength of 20 or 100. You understand what I'm saying? It's just a difference in vibration and what you can do. So, and especially if you're embracing both the light and the dark, because once they both come together with the heart at the wheel, that's when things really get popping. So, with all that being said, appreciate you for coming out, hanging out. Michelle, you want a card before we roll out of here? You good? I know you. I saw you had pulled one in the group. the spirit guides. And yeah, that energy is still here. You know what I'm saying? That energy is really big right now. I think a lot of us are being upgraded with those as far as not only our communication with them, but some might be, changing shifts, or they may have fulfilled their contract and maybe others are coming in. You know what I'm saying? It's like a changing of the guard in that aspect. But regardless of which, what a squad, really what a squad of helpers when you think about where we could really be if we didn't have that kind of help. You know what I'm saying? Something just pushing you in one direction and saving your life, you know what I'm saying? Or leading you to your next best friend, husband or wife, or your dream job, that kind of energy. So make sure you take care of your peoples. You know what I mean? Put a little something on the altar for them, whatever you feel that needs to go in there. You know, and yeah, and that's a big deal for a lot of us. And that's where a lot of this healing is coming from, is the realization we've never been alone. You know what I mean? For a lot of us, that many times in the journey we felt isolated and alone, only to find out there's, who knows how many just surrounding you, rubbing your shoulders, you know what I mean, and putting things in motion for you, knowing your script that you forgot, you know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful time for that, you know what I mean? What else would you rather be doing? You know what I mean? Watching Netflix and that, or talking to some entities that are possibly from other dimensions, and you know what I mean, getting that kind of rapport, that info. You know what I mean? So yeah, yeah. Hmm. Which one are you gonna give me? I'm not even gonna say what it's for. I'm just gonna pull it. Let's see what comes out. Oh, Kimmy came back out. Mm-hmm. Okay. Enough said. Well, this is the time of transformations. We're going to be seeing a lot of it in all different forms. you know, the recycling of energy, the cultivation of energy, and the transitioning, the changing. Yeah, we're going to see a lot of deaths in the next couple of months, but we're going to see a lot of uh, changes for the better. Okay, so now I think that's it. I think they're done with me. Yep. And realize that things that wither away are actually nourishment for the I know there's no consolation for a lot of different things, but that regenerating or recycling, and that has a lot to do with our planet as well. All right. You're welcome. You have a good night as well. I'm out of here myself. Anybody coming later on, and thank you very much for stopping through. You can leave a comment. If you want to order the deck, just hit me up with my email. It'll be in the description box. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.